Shares of NVIDIA outperforming today in a red tape after the U.S. reportedly approved the sale of several $billion worth of its chips to the UAE. For today's Tech Check, our Christina Partsenevelos has more on how those chips might supercharge the Gulf states' AI ambitions. Hey, KP.
And it all has to do with power. So let's start with the U.S. possibly just approving billions of dollars in NVIDIA chip exports to the UAE under an agreement signed in May. And this is according to Bloomberg. Those chips in particular will power a massive wave of data center construction. And the timing matters because of what's happening here at home. Data centers already account for over 4% of U.S. electricity consumption, and that could triple by 2028. In Washington, D.C., for example, residential bills jumped $21 per month starting just in June, with half of that increase driven by data center demand. A single AI data center can consume as much power as 80,000 American households. The UAE, though, doesn't have that problem. Running cutting-edge AI models takes staggering amounts of electricity. The cheaper your energy, the cheaper your intelligence. Business electricity in the UAE costs about 11 cents per kilowatt, roughly 30% cheaper than the U.S. average. The country runs on cheap natural gas and nuclear power. Morgan Stanley calls the UAE, quote, an AI leader in the making, with its Energy Strategy 2050 pushing massive solar investments alongside AI infrastructure. The UAE is also investing $1.5 billion. They had a big announcement not too long ago, in new data center capacity by 2027. Under the U.S. UAE agreement, this is the United Arab Emirates, by the way, American hyperscalers will operate a massive 5-gigawatt AI campus over there with cutting-edge NVIDIA chips and some of the world's cheapest power. The UAE is essentially positioning itself as the Middle East's AI hub. And that's why this AI race isn't just about who trains the smartest model. It's about who can afford to keep it running, guys.
And I guess who can build it as well. Is it all American companies? I mean, are there Chinese alternatives that they can turn to, or is this American data centers being built across the world, including the Middle East?
There are a lot of benchmarks, but if you're going for like total cost of ownership and just the power that these chips provide, you would probably be geared towards American companies like NVIDIA as number one, AMD, and to a certain extent some of the hyperscalers. But China is catching up, especially when you talk about open source models, and that is a concern that even Jensen Huang raised on our airways just yesterday, that depending on where you are in building the data center infrastructure, China can compete quite well. And then I didn't even mention it, we talked about the UAE, but China does really well with power, right? They don't seem to have constraints like we do here in the United States. So that's another factor for them to keep climbing up when power is not...
In the UAE, NVIDIA's annual revenues might reach $15 billion. According to reports, the chips are intended for American businesses doing business in the United Arab Emirates. If the arrangement is successful, it may be used as a template for similar deals in the future. Only a few weeks have passed since China banned NVIDIA from selling its powerful chips there. The loss was concerning for NVIDIA stockholders because the country has been a significant market for the firm, contributing 13% of its sales in the fiscal year 2025. But when Bloomberg revealed on Thursday that the United States has now given NVIDIA an export license to send tens of billions of dollars worth of its best artificial intelligence, AI graphics processing units, GPUs, to the United Arab Emirates, the stock took a big jump. The authorization is a result of a trade agreement signed in May that commits the UAE to investing $1.4 trillion in the United States over the next 10 years in exchange for the right to purchase up to 500,000 advanced NVIDIA processors annually. According to Bloomberg, G42, an AI company established in Abu Dhabi, will not be using the AI accelerators that are being sent to the UAE. Instead, they will be designated for American businesses with data centers in the country. Morning trading saw a more than 2% increase in NVIDIA's stock. NVIDIA had already planned to sell these chips. Investors and the firm had assumed the U.S. would grant the license. However, overcoming government red tape is always a significant achievement, particularly given that some of the company's overseas sales were previously restricted. Nonetheless, there is no denying the influence of the sales. Since Blackwell chips are said to cost about $30,000 per, NVIDIA would make $15 billion a year if it sold 500,000 of them. Even for this business, which anticipates revenue of between $180 billion and $200 billion for the current fiscal year, it is noteworthy. Such agreements will be necessary for NVIDIA to maintain the growth in revenue and earnings that investors anticipate. Here, too, there is a broader picture. The UAE agreement gives the United States a presence in the lucrative Middle East, where artificial intelligence is growing quickly in the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar, according to Bloomberg. China's manufacturing is starting to pose a threat to American businesses. Beijing's readiness to ban NVIDIA from China shows the government is growing more confidence in its capacity to create its own technological infrastructure, including powerful CPUs to run AI applications. Huawei overtook Apple as the top supplier of smartphones. Instead of handing the Middle East over to China, Washington's agreement with the UAE aims to allow American businesses to compete there. If successful, the recently granted export license might be used as a template for similar agreements in the future. Even with its explosive 1,300% trailing 5-year growth, this AI stock is still trading at a reasonable valuation. Investors are wise to think about a pick-and-shovel investment like NVIDIA as the AI boom is in full swing. NVIDIA has so far been the largest beneficiary of the artificial intelligence AI revolution in the global economy in terms of stocks. Customers wishing to increase AI training and inference as well as handle other high computing tasks have been particularly interested in the company's potent graphics processing units, GPUs. Because of the extraordinary demand for the company's products, the stock has seen a 1,300% increase in price over the last 5 years. Should you purchase NVIDIA stock at this time, considering the enormous profits already made? The idea that a stock that has increased so much in such a short time still has potential may seem absurd. However, this is the situation with NVIDIA. This is due to the fact that the valuation is not at all rigorous. The forward price-to-earnings ratio for shares is 30. Considering how dominating the company has become, the multiple's 35% premium over the S&P 500 is entirely deserved. The enormous amounts of money being spent to develop AI infrastructure have caused NVIDIA's sales and earnings to soar in recent years. And according to analyst projections, capital expenditures are unlikely to taper down anytime soon. Whichever business launches the greatest AI-powered goods and services and emerges victorious throughout this technological revolution is irrelevant. As the top pick-and-shovel opportunity for AI, NVIDIA is already in a strong position. Each year, lottery tickets cost hundreds of dollars to Americans. Lottery organizers are encouraged to maintain the growth in jackpots. With an almost 40% increase in 2025, NVIDIA's stock has been booming. Would you like to increase your fortune by 321? Using the most recent data available from the U.S. Census Bureau, analysts found that the typical American spent that amount on lottery tickets in 2023. The September Powerball jackpot winners received close to $2 billion. A $321 investment can seem worth it if you have a chance at earning that type of revolutionary income. How does investing in one of the hottest stocks available, semiconductor chip leader NVIDIA, compare to that possible payout? As of October 6th, its stock has increased by almost 40% so far this year. Making a comparison between investing in NVIDIA and winning the lottery will help you decide how best to use your hard-earned money. The gamble seems obvious because of the lottery's get-rich-quick appeal. Furthermore, it is anticipated that the award's worth would only rise with time. Because lottery organizers have observed that Americans tend to spend more on tickets when the jackpots are greater, they are compelled to do this. This contributed to the record $103 billion in ticket sales in 2023 for states that have lotteries. However, that does not guarantee that you will get wealthy. You have a minuscule 1 in 292 million chance of winning a life-altering Powerball prize. Because of this fact, lottery organizers try to lure you in with ever larger prizes. By rewarding only a select few winners, it enables them to increase revenue. How the lottery compares to NVIDIA's stock. What would have happened if lottery players had invested their $321 in NVIDIA in 2023? What would have transpired in retrospect is shown on this graphic. Every investor who made $321 at the beginning of 2023 would have watched that sum increase to thousands of dollars in a matter of years, as the graph illustrates. For the great majority of Americans who played the lotto, the outcome is not life-altering, but it is still significantly better than receiving no return. Even if the future is unknown, you can see your NVIDIA investment grow if you purchase more shares and hold on to them over time. Given that NVIDIA is at the forefront of artificial intelligence, AI, the plan makes logical. AI is revolutionizing a variety of areas, including finance and healthcare. Globally, governments are investing billions of dollars on artificial intelligence. Because its processors are essential for providing the processing power required for AI systems to function, NVIDIA is at the forefront of the adoption of AI. As a result, NVIDIA's sales jumped 56% year-over-year to $46.7 billion in its fiscal Q2 that concluded on July 27th. The corporation predicted that its sales will increase to $54 billion in the third quarter of its fiscal year. According to the Q3 forecast, there is still time to invest in NVIDIA. This is in addition to the company's September announcements of collaborations with Intel and OpenAI, the company that created ChatGPT. Through these collaborations, NVIDIA may be able to use millions of its AI chips to help develop much-needed technology infrastructure, which might lead to future sales growth. It would have been wise to invest in NVIDIA in 2023, but it's obvious that's simple to say now. Ultimately, not all stocks will yield such a remarkable return, and it is not certain which one will. That's where stock market investing truly shines. To see your investment increase, you don't have to pick a standout like NVIDIA. The stock market's overall gain over the previous 10 years exceeded 250%. Although the lottery's alluring promise of immediate wealth may seem alluring at first, the truth is that your chances of making more money on Wall Street are far higher. This is particularly true if you construct a solid investing portfolio by adhering to core principles. With 62% of American adults holding stocks, most Americans are already benefiting from investing. You can become a millionaire by starting with a small amount and seeing it grow into large sums of money. 321 is better spent that way than on lottery tickets. Don't forget to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your input helps create a more knowledgeable community where we can all learn and grow together in the world of investing. Stay up to date with the latest market trends, insights, and key updates by subscribing to Investing Tutorial. We're here to help you make smarter investment decisions and stay ahead of the curve.
But it's all about OpenAI and NVIDIA. I mean, what does it mean for, and I know you don't necessarily cover all the hyperscalers, you cover the semiconductors, but I mean, there are a lot of potential winners here. There's the Meta and Amazon, which hasn't done much this year, and some of the others. Or is it winner take all? Like, how do you see ultimately winner and loser?
Well, we cover actually AI in general, and semis are part of it. We also cover Microsoft and Oracle and many others, including Dell. And we see a lot of opportunities to win here. You know, in semis, we're kind of recommending the Elite Three now, which are NVIDIA, Broadcom, and AMD. We think the TAM for compute and networking is $2 trillion by the end of this decade, and maybe even higher now. And all this inferencing and then autonomous vehicles and robots are really going to still build out the infrastructure. Sit tight, you know, a lot of these apps are coming. We also think that Dell's going to have a role as enterprises roll out AI. We just pumped our target there to $200. And that stock's doing great and getting new life. And then CoreWeave is a up-and-coming hyperscaler that we're recommending, who is allied with Jensen, but going to get a lot of this overflow. And they're doing a great job. I think a lot more deals.
Let's just pick up right there from where Jensen left off in that clip. He says, as long as we have the ability financially to participate, we will. I mean, they're doing a lot more than participate. Arguably, NVIDIA's financial resources are the accelerant, and they're kind of seeding the whole ecosystem, keeping it going. Seems unconcerned about a lot of these overlapping relationships. How do you read it?
Well, I mean, it's such a great wide-ranging interview, and I think the first thing that I read into this is that concept of seeding, like you said, is that there's two tracks that go through my mind as I kind of digest what was said. One is, what's his bottom line message? And second, what's new? And on the bottom line message, back to the seeding idea and those four kind of pillars, the energy, the models, the application layers, those pieces are still so early. What he's essentially saying is that we are far from any sort of bubble burst. I think at the most basic and highest level, that was his message. Of course, he's motivated to say that, his world's most valuable company that is dependent on this to continue, but that was his kind of central message. And I want to kind of zero in on that seeding piece, is that from that perspective, when we think about what they're doing to kind of keep the momentum going, that could be concerning to some investors. If somehow that slows down at any level, then the whole kind of flywheel slows. But there's another way to look at it, is seeding implies how early we are, in fact. And so I think that, my sense is that you're going to look at his remarks based on your general belief or skepticism around AI. If you have a fundamental belief, these are really encouraging points. So I think at the highest level, Mike, I was most encouraged by his comments. He did say a handful of new things. I was encouraged to hear some of those, but at the highest level, he's suggesting that things are going exceptionally well for NVIDIA and lots of room to go for the AI trade.
I guess the pushback somebody might offer to a lot of that is, if we're so early, why is the industry kind of outgrowing its sort of innate capital resources at this stage, right? A lot more of the data center construction is by debt. XAI's raise is reportedly more than half debt. NVIDIA itself has to kind of recycle its profits back to create demand for its products. So I guess that would be the issue. If it's so early, we're sort of running out of organic capital to use.
My sense is we're not running out of organic capital. I think that, yes, this debt piece is something that's new, but just to kind of give a sense, at Deepwater, we invest in both public and private companies, and invested recently in this OpenAI, this tender offer. And that was, incredibly difficult. The amount of demand outsized the supply by probably a 2x factor. X goes and raises. I mean, nice endorsement that Jensen gave to Elon on the interview, and they're going to be able to raise. And so I think the capital is ultimately there. And I think, one other, something new that Jensen said kind of to that point is, he said that there's going to be, I'm going to quote him here, incredibly large set of new companies that are going to be future giants. If that's the case, then there's a set of investors that believe that, and I think there's many that investors believe that. I think that they will have the capital to continue to kind of fund this breathtaking